Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Cote. I'm your podcast host here at Action Coach in Central Texas. Today, I have Justin Runes, co-founder and CEO of Atlas Agent, on the show as my guest. Today, we're going to be talking about his business, his journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and then share a sneak peek to what it's really like to own and operate a business. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop new conversations just like this one. Justin, welcome and thank you for being here today. Please give us a little brief overview about you and your business.
Hi, thanks, Kay. So my name is Justin Runes, and I'm the CEO of Atlas Agents, where we're helping revolutionize and simplify the home buying process for real estate agents through AI-driven tools. Our company right now is a team blended of four other co-founders, and with us, we're very strong and collaborative in different expertise skill sets, um, uh, doing different operations and strategic visions for the different departments that we have at our startup. And our goal is really to help automate some of the complex tools that agents have in their day-to-day professional business.
That is really cool. I think that's a really innovative thing, an innovative aspect of business. And I'd love to hear a little bit about your role. You said there's four other co-founders. So what does your role look like in the business?
So for me, I handle mainly the strategic direction, as well as partnerships in our day-to-day. So as the CEO, I help ensure that the business direction in terms of resourcing and really adapting to the changing landscape in our industry, and also really looking out for some of the other competitors that are also in our industry, and how we have to be able to shift our features and our developments based around what our users are saying and what priorities in today's landscape looks like. So it's always changing. It's very collaborative, and I have some of the other co-founders focus on some of the other major aspects of the business, whether that's marketing, sales, product, and technology. Obviously, I, as the CEO, really bring everyone together and really drive the business forward, really leveraging a lot of the technology we have, and then really staying in touch with our customers and our user base. And I can explain a little bit more about, I guess, our startup and what we exactly do, but just overall, really like setting the business direction is what I mainly focused on.
Oh, that's very good. It's very true CEO style. We wear many hats. And
Yeah.
that is very cool. Now outside of the five of you, do you have any other employees right now, or is it just the five of you just kind of focusing on the business right now?
So we're currently hiring. We have some contractors and some interns in our business, helping us in various other aspects, whether it's onboarding for software development or product, or design. And we're pretty flexible with some of our new hires in what they want to contribute. We want to offer really an opportunity for people who are interested in joining a startup to be able to see the inner workings of what that looks like if you're still trying to get started in entrepreneurship, and really looking at more of what a team-based startup looks like. And I know in my early days as building products, it was easy for me to think about starting a company as a solopreneur. I know that that gets tossed around a lot early for for new business owners. And now I've kind of shifted into more of this VC-backed team structure, right? That really involves a lot of different stakeholders and really a lot of resource management, right? That typically my role has changed definitely as a developer into more of this almost manager role.
Hmm. That is really cool. Kind of like looking at like what we talked about just a few minutes ago. I kind of want to deep dive into what makes your business special. This is where you can kind of share a little bit more of the nuts and bolts of what you do and how you function. So, like, who would you say primarily does your business serve? Like, if I were in your audience, how would I know if I was a good fit for your services?
Yeah, so that's a good question. For us, we're targeting a specific niche for our business. So we mainly focus on tech forward, modern, like facing real estate agents. So our tool definitely helps satisfy a lot of different automation needs in other industries and other verticals. But for our current business today, we are looking to really help automate and streamline and build more efficiency for real estate professionals. So we're in the residential real estate market. And so we see kind of future real estate agents as a real estate legal professional whose job is going to like change over the next 5 to 10 years, especially with all of these new tools coming out with AI and automation. We're really seeing a new trend and shift with even first-time home buyers and what they're looking for. I mean, these home buyers now who are out in the market, they're more informed than ever, right? They have more tools than ever at their fingertips with Zillow and like 3D property tours and Redfin, where you have brokerages now with these property like search tools, and these agents are looking for ways to adapt and really get ahead of the game with this new next generation, next wave of home buyers coming in.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like very innovative and kind of what are some of your systems that you're doing to help kind of automate some of those processes?
I mean, it might seem boring, but I mean, some of the tools that we're helping automate really are um, sending, confidential requests and documents as requested from the agents to the potential buyers. We're automating these back and forths that exist today with transaction coordinators, with title companies, with mortgage brokers. And so uh, that process might seem very trivial, but to the real estate agent and what we're hearing and what we're seeing from the industry that we're working in is, they want to spend more time in front of their clients. They want to spend, in like time in living rooms, out in cars, like driving around, showing property. They want to be in the office, and every second and every minute that they can help save time away from their phone, away from their inbox, away from their computer, is added value. And it really like that's what we're seeing and what's going to continue to be the case. Hopefully not just with real estate agents, but what we're seeing, across the board with a lot of different industries.
Oh, definitely. Like you touched on some really key points there. I really enjoyed that too. Cause like when you think about business owners, like, yeah, being in front of the computer when they could be doing, the in-person stuff and the things that they're actually really, really good at. So that's like really helpful to kind of aid that process. So how would you say your competitors are like comparing with you right now in the market?
I mean, don't get us wrong, there's definitely a lot of players in the real estate market and real estate industry, everyone from, big players to other small startups. We like to say we're differentiating ourselves from the marketplace based around the tools in the niche that we're serving, who are more of these like top end brokerages, these independent brokers, and almost like the top 20% of real estate agents who don't really find value in these all-in-one marketing systems or all-in-one CRM solutions, but rather what we're building towards is more of like add-on tools. So add-on
Mhm.
software on top of their existing platform. And
Mhm.
so like we know that like these agents are always trying to integrate with more tools out there that will incrementally make their lives easier. So they're looking for that next edge for like in their business. They're already generating plenty of revenue, but it's really capturing that market of what can I add on to my existing business through the use of AI or just through some of these new like virtual like 3D tours or any other like visual software out there that we can add to our arsenal and provide as an add-on into our business. So we're not necessarily building at this point like a replacement for their existing system, but really providing like added value to what they already have.
That is really, really cool too to hear. And I'm very curious about the marketing. So that's just kind of a fun part of the recording that where we talk about the marketing and like hear where you're at with that. So I would, I'd love to hear for your business, how many different marketing strategies are you using and what's working the best for you?
Yeah, I mean, so I think for every business, like every company has, I guess, their own secret sauce and based around not just their products, but their business, but also their industry. And how we've been um, I guess, progressing forward in our marketing strategies and marketing efforts um, has uh, has been pretty focused and highly leveraged right now. I know we first started off doing paid ads, but quickly realized that, based on our industry, real estate agents, don't respond that well to cold calls. I mean, they're getting cold calls with software all the time. How our customers are responding to is more like referral based.
Mhm.
Like they really prefer like getting highlighted in our newsletters or different articles. And like they spread like really good software through word of mouth. And so we've noticed that, and we've kind of diverted a lot of attention into really like finding and addressing like who these, top agents are, and really allowing them to like really try out and test our product, and having them really build that value to their network, right? So
Mhm.
I know like these different strategies, different like work for different markets, but um, in terms of how we're approaching our current marketing strategy, like that's our growth. I mean, we're based here in Austin, and we want to continue growing in Austin. And then how we're thinking about next quarter is really expanding to um, some other territories, other cities across the U.S.
Oh, nice. And definitely referrals are I hear of that in the real estate industry for sure that referrals are huge. So that makes a lot of sense that it would kind of trickle down into the software and the work that you're doing. So I kind of want to learn a little bit more about you. We've been talking a lot about your business. So I'd like to hear about you and, why did you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed for working for somebody else? Like, what was that transition like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely explored a lot of different careers, like paths, whether it was also becoming a real estate agent in California, investing in real estate, or even like being more of a technical um, uh, developer, right? So I write software, and I really wanted to blend all of my interests together. And I think gathering the team who can best put together like this product that I had in my head really was my number one focus. So I know I always saw some inefficiencies when I was a real estate agent on the technical side. I think that problem still exists where real estate agents, how I found it, is very fragmented. Everyone as an agent is kind of using a lot of different tools, a lot of different logins. And there was never really an easy place, an easy way to consolidate and integrate all of those tools together as an independent business owner is how I thought about being a real estate agent. And I wanted to like help others who also were, I thought that were facing that same problem. And yeah, like I said, my background is in software development. So even bridging that gap of uh, knowing how to develop a product end to end, I know is a skill set that was very valuable for me. And I know it's translating into kind of the work I'm doing now.
Yeah, that's really innovative how you've brought like all those skill sets together to create something that is touching on many multifacets of your journey. That's really cool. And I'd like to hear, what is one thing that you've faced that maybe like a roadblock or a challenge that you've had to overcome? And how did you do it?
Um, I mean, every day is really a journey of overcoming a lot of like different challenges and trying to overcome a lot of these different obstacles. For one, it kind of related to the early days of um, gaining our first customers, which is, so some of that cold calling um, and of our first initial beta users. When I was first starting out, this company, um, like the first customers are always the hardest to get. And really trying everything you can from leveraging your network to really trying to ask, friends of friends who can help. And I think that is definitely the most, I guess, invaluable piece of advice that I learned along the way, which is, you can kind of spend time thinking about what does a growth strategy and plan looks like down the road, right? Like with paying ads for, 5, 10, 10K a month. What does that look like? And what does it look like to be in all these markets? But at the end of the day, if you can't solve the problem of getting your first 10 or 20 or 50 customers, then, the long-term view really doesn't make sense yet. So really scaling back and scaling down and really looking at what those first, like how to get those first customers as quickly as possible. Or like, how do you do that? Like, that's what I was mainly focused on. And it's a lot of trial and error because, like I said, every business is different, every industry is different, every product is different, and how you sell to those customers is very different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is so true. Kind of looking as you're moving forward into where you're going with the business, where do you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years?
I'd love to, you know, I'd like to imagine that that's where my head like drifts off to every day, which is the future of um, that next generation real estate agent. What what I see in our business really is catering to that professional in placing that customer in the world that I see and the vision that I see the world being in and the state that the world is going to be in. And just looking at trends right now, I think I touched on it before, which is the society is going to change with first-time home buyers and how they're interacting and and being able to imagine themselves in these spaces, I see a world where your like first-time home buyers are going to be able to be in virtual reality sets and be able to preview homes and get homes shown to them from the comfort of their own home, right? They're going to be able to virtually stage properties like through some sort of like virtual like tour. You're going to have, and we're seeing it today with real estate agents even showing properties with headsets and allowing the potential home buyers to be able to see what that space looks like with furniture in them, like in the way that they want. And so the industry will continue to be ever more personalized. More data is going to be in the hands of home buyers. And um, I mean, with all the new laws like happening in the real estate market today, I mean, commission structures are going to change, but we know that the job for the real estate agent will definitely evolve based around these changes. So it's hard to say exactly the state of our business in 3 to 5 years, because as a startup, we're always focused on adapting to what those changes are on a day-to-day. And the best we can do is really look to what that looks like, what the trends are saying, and really staying focused with who our customers are and what they're saying. Because even the way I think about software development is I don't, and we don't plan on building features unless it comes directly from the user, directly from the customer. And that'll continue to be the case if real estate agents, need some sort of, feature to be able to do business XYZ, then we're gonna build towards that.
That makes a lot of sense, especially with the ever-changing landscape with the software. So yeah, I think that makes so much sense to be like really communicating with your clients to hear what their needs are. And kind of like switching gears a little bit, I would like to hear, how do you describe your leadership style in business and how has it changed over the years?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think, in the beginning stages of my career in entrepreneurship, it was really, thinking about how to build a business with more of this employee kind of technical mindset, which is definitely still the case when you are starting out. I mean, you want to build the product or your service the best way possible because you know how to build that product or service like in the best way possible. But I think, you know, I think my leadership style is changing now into more of this mentality of uh, what a business owner and how like a business owner would operate and manage the business.
Mhm.
So it's trying to get away from this thinking of a technical person and technical developer where you're stuck almost thinking of like how to fix that bug or how to fix and how to like implement this new thing, where my job now really is more shifting in terms of more resources and people,
Mhm.
and really trying to find the best people to do and handle and manage the jobs that I know are needed in the business, and then planning for that. And so my job 100% is recruiting and hiring and onboarding, finding the best people, finding the right people, and interviewing and trying to attract the right people to join in on the business, because no big business, which, everyone has their kind of goals and what they're setting out for in their company, whether they want it as their own business for themselves or whether they want to sell in the future, which is where our like roadmap is. And in order to scale a really big company, like I know I can't do this by myself, and I know that it takes a village to be able to run a successful like business and with all these different aspects. And so I'm always trying to find good talent. I'm always trying to find like the best people who are skilled in like their expert like knowledge bases, and seeing if it's a good fit with what we're doing.
That makes a lot of sense. It's really cool how you shared that transition because it looks like from the building phase to now like the recruiting phase and seeing how that's going to shift. This has been a great conversation, Justin. I've had a blast, like just diving into your business. And, I really encourage anybody listening to this to just like listen a couple of times. There's a lot of good nuggets in here. And before we wrap up, I have a few rapid fire questions for you. So these are just like very top of mind. First thing you think of, we've just got four of them. So you ready to rock and roll with some rapid fire?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Our first question is, what is the key to success for you?
I would say persistence. Um, Persistence in the manner of like things are going to get hard, especially in this business. You have to be passionate about what you're doing, and if you love it so much, you're going to stick around with it and remain in it. I know it's easy to hop to the next idea, but and there is a place to be able to know when to switch and know when to pivot, but there almost has to be like a yearning to be able to be so motivated in how you see the world and like what products that you want to build and persist through that.
That's a great answer. What is one book or piece of content that you're reading now or have read most recently?
Um, I mean, one of the books I always turn to is The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. And
Mm,
that book always resonates with me because, it's like this idea of shipping as quickly as possible and iterating based on that feedback. I know in my early career, it's easy to kind of get sucked into having this great idea and trying to keep it to yourself. And it's that solopreneur's like dilemma of like, I want to build this thing on my own and not share it with anyone yet until it's perfect. But really, like these products like don't get big if you're not talking about it, if you're not sharing with it about it, if you're not getting feedback and really getting that criticism early on, where if you do pitch it the right way, you'll hear from your closest friends and family, like if that idea sucks, or that idea really is something you should continue doing. And if you're just siloed off and not getting that user feedback very early and iterating on that, it's very easy to get stuck on your own.
so true. What is one piece of advice that you have for other business owners? However, that was a really good piece of advice. So if you have another nugget in there.
Yeah, I mean, I came from the Bay Area, and um, I I always embraced technology. I grew up around technology, and I want to give this as a piece of advice to always embrace new technology. I know there's a lot of industry out there that are late adopters to technology for whatever reason, but technology has always proven to accelerate business, and adopting as quickly as possible to new trends out there in the right manner is always a good piece of advice. And these tools are built like by really smart people to be able to get utilized and help your business, not try to replace you or your business. And uh, I would say embrace technology.
Embrace technology. Final question. If you had to choose only one area of business that you could immediately improve on tomorrow, what would it be?
I'm always looking for designers. So, um, you know, I really believe in a good user experience, a good user interface, and always looking for the latest and most innovative ideas in terms of how users are interacting. And I like to put this in the context of our business in trying to imagine what like purchasing a home looks like in the future. No one really knows like what that's going to look like with all these new tools. So I'm excited to, really like see and change and really adapt to what this like new design and new interfaces look like in the home buying process. So we're here to really build on that.
I dig that. And before we get to our final question for the day, how can people learn more about your company and connect with you online?
Yeah, so you can check us out on our website, atlasagents.ai, and you can book a call, schedule a demo with us. You can contact us directly on our website. And yeah, feel free to play around with it. And if you have a recommendation for other real estate agents who are looking for those next generation tools, we'd be happy to connect with them, talk with them, and really help build some automation for them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Justin. I have my final question for you today. What is most inspiring to you today?
I mean, I'm really inspired about this new wave of startups and that are coming to the market. It seems like there's a lot of energy, at least here in Austin, but I'm seeing it across the board in other cities, in some other interviews. So I am really excited to see what everyone's coming up with and what kind of new tools and new products are coming to market. And the industry is moving very fast, but we're here to play along.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for this really inspiring conversation today. And thanks for being on the show.
Awesome. Thanks, Kay.